I'm anxious. Yeah, I've been anxious like all day. I feel like if more people do end up showing up to stream, and I put my intro in the very beginning, everyone who like doesn't already know me is going to miss the intro where I try to tell people like who I am and give them a sense of what I'm about. But it still feels a little silly to not have that. That's what they come for. I know, but this is a special event. I actually, so I plan to do a lot of talking at this concert, and I want this to be not just about music. I want it to be about the process, the writing, and the feelings that came from, that the music derived from. Who do you know? Who are you? Who do I know? But you guys, I know like you 4 or 5 people. That is the extent of my known circle outside of my family. Okay, well, maybe I can take this opportunity to sort of talk about what my plan for this concert is. Because I was thinking, when I put on this concert, the first thing I was thinking was, how am I going to play all of my songs? Because I typically stream for about 2 hours. And I don't know how I'm going to fill 2 hours worth of music unless I sing literally my entire repertoire. And then I decided that's stupid. I'm not going to do that. And so I thought, well, I'm in a bit of a unique position here, especially in this medium, to strongly encourage a lyrical focus and to try to encourage anybody who's listening to go to that link that you can find by typing !point playlist in the chat. Go to that link and literally follow along and read the lyrics with me as I'm singing them. That way there you get the music experience and you're really paying attention to the lyrics. Because as a lyricist, as a singer-songwriter, lyrics have always been my strongest emphasis. And so when I have experiences with folks who tend to only listen to music really as a sort of background thing, my songs are more like poetry than pop music. It's not really meant to just be sort of listened to passively. It's meant to be heard actively. Obviously, I can't make you guys read along, so you're welcome to do whatever you like. But what I would like it to be is I'd like to introduce each song to you with a little bit of background about that song. I want to talk to you guys about what the motivation was and where these songs came from, and a little bit of like my favorite stuff about the song and stuff that you might not understand if you just hear it without any explanation. No matter how many times you hear it, you might not ever know this stuff, but it's stuff that I wanted to explain so that you understand just how meticulously crafted these songs are. Yeah. So I think that's gonna be fun. So I want to talk to you guys about the song, sing the song, and then hear from you guys and see if anybody has any questions or if anybody has comments you want to sort of talk about why or how something resonates with you, or if there's a lyric in there that you don't understand, or like a comparison that you don't agree with, even something like that. Just I want to hear anything that you guys have to say about the songs when I'm done singing the songs. And so that's my plan for the concert today. That's my spiel for what my plan is. And I think with that said, I'll get into it. I'll do a more detailed intro if I do end up getting viewers who like don't really know me. But since you guys already know me pretty well, hi, I'm Ryan Kendall. My name is Ryan Kendall. I am Hilltop Sunset, and I like to write songs sometimes. They're fun, about feelings and thoughts and introspective considerations and stuff like that. So while I tune up a little bit here, let's begin. Again, playlist, exclamation point playlist in the chat to see the playlist and all the lyrics. I encourage you to read along when I sing them so that you can really take in the lyrics. And the first song I'm going to sing is called Horizon Fits the Hills. And so this Horizon Fits the Hills is one of my oldest songs to date that I still play regularly, at least. And I feel like it was sort of the beginning of my identity as Hilltop Sunset. It defined a lot of my instrumental and lyrical style moving forward from that song. It also includes one of my favorite similes that I've ever written, which is your body fits to mine like the horizon fits the hills. I really like that. When I first started writing songs, I wrote really complex, like lyrically complex and full and long songs. They were like 7 minutes long, especially for folky acoustic style stuff. You might hear that stuff in like heavier and metal and epics and things, but I was just, they were so long. And Horizon Fits the Hills is basically the polar opposite of all the stuff that I was doing when I first started songwriting. It's simple, both lyrically and instrumentally. It's short, and it's not overly reliant on filling all the space in the song with poignant lyrics. It actually allows the instrumentation to tell its own story when there are no lyrics happening, without it feeling like it's just filler. And so I had struggled with that for a while, but I started coming to terms with it when I wrote Horizon Fits the Hills. The song itself came from a relationship that I had with somebody who the relationship developed really quickly, and it just sort of felt like everything fit super well. And obviously that was wrong because we're not still together. It was very, very wrong, actually, but I did get a nice song out of the experience. And so, without further ado, here is Horizon Fits the Hills. Time's a waterfall, filling in the cracks. I love to watch it fall down the curving of your back. The way it traces you, the way my finger wants. I could never stand to touch you only once. Your body fits to mine like the horizon fits the hills. There's a year inside these hilltops rolling peaks. It just likes to hide behind a few short weeks. We can share our lives like children share their toys. Our own experiences for the other to enjoy. Your mind, it fits to mine like the horizon fits the hills. Yeah, clappy claps. Get those claps on the screen. Bam, bam. Love them claps. Thank you for the applause, thank you. Yeah. So that was Horizon Fits the Hills. Maybe somebody can tell me. I put these emote spamming these emote spamming things on a 10-second cooldown each, but I don't know if it's per person or just for the entire action command. So it might be on a 10-second cooldown for the whole stream. It is through Nightbot, yeah. Applesauce. It didn't work. Applesauce is not the same as applause. There's a drop down for who the cooldown applies to. Oh, I didn't even know. I'm in it right now. There's a drop down for there's a user level so that who can use it, but I don't see a drop down for the cooldown. Things across the board. My mods do all the commands for me. It's good to have those mods. I'm glad this is fun. I like this. I can see why you like all the emote spamming, Violet. It is fun. It might be distracting if I'm like in the middle of a song though and I'm trying to focus and all of a sudden explosion of things on the screen. But anyway. Any thoughts or questions about Horizon Fits the Hills? Any specific commentary on any of the lyrics you heard there, conceptually or mechanically or philosophically? Any thoughts at all? So if not, I mean I can just keep going. I can just keep on a going. Here's the honest truth. I was afraid I was not going to be able to like fit the time and like extend this. I just like the sound of it, and the lyrics were pretty. Well, thank you. That is a meaningful comment as well. I appreciate all your comments. And also, please let me know if ever you guys experience some sort of like audio issue of any kind, because my setup is still pretty new. Freaking you guys. I want to have a like lyrical focused thing because those are the things I'm the most proud of. I really like the sound, and the guitar part was the best. And the audio issue I'm having is that this is too awesome. I worked pretty hard this weekend on developing an audio setup that doesn't sound like doo-doo. So I'm really glad that it sounds good. It's nice to hear someone good at it. It's probably been about a decade now that I've been finger picking. Not consistently. Well, I'll move on to the next song. My next song is a fun one. It's a fun song to sing. It's called Want. And a lot of my songs, as many of you know, are very personal. They are deeply personal songs. Whether I'm describing a personal relationship or about personal philosophical or political ideas, ideologies, considerations. Almost all of my music comes from a deeply personal place rather than from external sources. I do not tell other people's stories. I tell my stories. And so this next song, Want, definitely follows that for sure. Growing up, my mom had a tendency to collect things. Mom, if you're here, hi, I love you. She collected lots of things, and she's definitely gotten better over the years, 100%, absolutely. But as a kid, I just remember we had like a basement, a shed, a garage, an animal shed, a barn, and every one of them was just like packed with stuff. So much stuff. And at the time I wrote the song, I was also working as a home insulator. So I was working for an insulation business, and that meant I was visiting random people's homes almost daily. So I saw a lot of homes. Many of those random homes were worse than anything I had seen as a kid in terms of how much stuff and clutter there was. I was flabbergasted at just how normal it had become to collect things and just hold on to them. And so after one particularly egregious experience, I had this idea for a song. And one of the neat things about this song that I've always really liked is that unlike a lot of modern music, or a lot of modern pop music specifically, but other music as well, it doesn't have a repeated chorus, lyrically at least. It has a repeated chorus, like the melody is the same, the strumming is the same, the rhythm is the same, but the lyrics are different. And this was an intentional decision to have the song mimic the sorts of frustration I would experience walking into a room I had been in many times and not recognizing anything that I saw. It was all completely new because there was just so much that it was unrecognizable. And so with that, here's the song. Want things for yourself, but not for others. The superfluity just leads to clutter. When want becomes a need and you get bored, at least it's yours. So hold on to the keys of your seclusion. is nothing but illusion. There's only one conclusion, must be yours. Oh yes, it's yours. So buy a new phone, all the apps, your old one's fine, but you fell for the traps. You need a big screen television, HD plasma is your decision. 13 closets full of clothes, you just can't bear to let them go tonight. You hold on for your life because they're yours. You need it new, even if old's not broken. It all just piles up until you're choking. But even when you can't breathe, it's still yours. Look at all that's yours. You live just to possess, that's your vocation. Somehow you lost all appreciation. Now it's all just shit that's on the floors. But oh, at least it's yours. So buy that fancy diamond necklace, spend it all, go ahead, be reckless. Overflowing sheds of tools and dishes that you'll never use. 20 cars that sit and rot, but at least you'll fill your parking lot tonight. More is always right, long as it's yours. Plates of food you throw away is something you'll do every day. Little trinkets, tons of toys will teach our little girls and boys to need what you want, submit to greed. You can live the American dream and you'll be freed because it's yours. It's yours. 13 closets full of clothes, you just can't bear to let them go tonight. Whoa, whoa, look at all the dancing going on in the chat. Whoa. Oh, thanks guys, thank you. The free part. Oh, the free. Yeah, that part. That was fun. The chord progression. I love. So when I first started writing songs, the chord progression was the very first thing I would start with. I would write the chord progression, and then based on what the chord progression sort of made me feel like, it would give me prompts. Like it would prompt feeling in me that would then give me a direction for where the lyrics should go. And so it just so happened that I was writing this chord progression. And I was writing chord progressions just to like figure out how to play the guitar more or less and to practice. And so I would just write chord progressions randomly, just like, oh yeah, chord progression, cool, here we go. And I'd write stuff that I thought sounded cool, and then I would see how that made me feel and see if it resonated with anything in my life at the time. And so a lot of my songs are just, I happen to write chord progressions that resonated with specific things going on in my life. Matt Arcane, oh my gosh, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Hilltop. I love the beard. Thank you very much. I'm glad you came over for on Violet's suggestion. Did you actually hear the song I just sang? Or did you just get here and you're like, gotta follow this guy, that beard is nice. That's a nice beard. Both are acceptable answers. There is no wrong answer. But I guess in the interest of time, I'll keep going. This is actually taking longer to like actually get through songs than I thought it was going to be, which is great. I was really worried that there would just not be enough interaction to like warrant any discussion. I did hear the end of it. Nice, cool, nice, awesome. I hope you liked that. I'll get right on to the next one though. But bam. So the next song is another pretty old one. It's another one of my oldest songs that I still play. It's called Go Figure. And this is another sort of atypical thing. It's something I was doing a lot more before I started actively songwriting, where I would name my songs things that don't... Like, I never say go figure in the song. The words go and figure are, like, not in the song anywhere. But, also, I wanted to... I wanted to preface this song with a controversial take of mine. That's right. I have a bit of a controversial opinion. And you may agree or disagree, but my opinion is that the friend zone definitely exists. But hear me out. Hear me out, okay? The friend zone exists, but that's okay. It's all right. It's okay for the friend zone to exist. In fact, it's healthy for the friend zone to exist. I think that toxic men who use the friend zone as an excuse to act entitled and treat women poorly should absolutely be dismissed and discredited and shamed, because they shouldn't be talking about the friend zone as strictly an excuse for them to behave toxically. But the existence of the friend zone is still is there. Like you can't tell me there are not moments where there are two friends and one of them feels platonically and the other one is romantically interested. Like, the romantic interest can fade out. I think what's more important than denying the existence of the friend zone is teaching men to learn how to accept rejection without flipping out and feeling entitled to more than friendship just because they were, like, nice to people. Like, baseline kind. So anyway, that's my hot take. This song is about that. It's sort of. It's about when I was in college and I had a big crush on a friend of mine who I was friends with for years. And I sort of had like a vague romantic interest in her, but I dated a few people since knowing her, and she was dating somebody through most of my knowing of her. But one day she was single, and she'd been single for a little while at this point. And I was like, oh, maybe it's my time. And I didn't actually initiate anything, but I ended up finding just through organic interactions with her that she was interested in somebody else. And I was like, well then, I guess it doesn't work. Even when we're both single, she was not feeling it with me. She wasn't on that wavelength, and that's fine. And so rather than get angry and entitled, I was a little bruised, but I accepted the truth of the matter, recognized that we had a good friendship that was a healthy one, and I moved on. And so friend zoned is okay. It was okay. And also, just as a little aside, she was the very first person that heard this song. I didn't sing it for anyone else. I didn't play it at any shows. I sang it to her first, and she thought it was adorable and was very flattered, and she understood that it was not an attempt at sympathy or coercing her or anything. She trusted me that this was just like a good-natured thing, and you get that in the song. Like once you hear the song, it's meant to be playful. To this is going again, Violet, since you said you liked when the lyrics are sort of reflected in the musical structure. The musical structure is supposed to be playful to give a looser interpretation of the friend zone than what a lot of people think of it as. Like it's meant to be like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of bummed about it, but like in the end, it's fine. It's totally good. This is a perfectly acceptable alternative to what I was hoping. And it's called Go Figure. When I look into your eyes, my stomach fills with fireflies who flutter around and light up my soul. And whenever you talk, I see your voice start surrounding me in beauty that I never thought I'd know. But every time I wake up from this dream, I see there's no room for me. 'Cause it's not hard to see there's someone else in your eyes. Sometimes I'm a-wondering what you are a-pondering about me, if you do it at all. Do you like my poetry, my looks or personality, my mellifluous voice, musical? Or am I just another friend who could never be more than a bro? It's not too hard to know there's someone else in your eyes. I guess it's no surprise there's someone else in your eyes. I didn't want to tell you 'cause I didn't want you to become a little more standoffish, you see. Thinking I'm some creepy guy 'cause I like being by your side, but that's not the case, you can trust me. I just enjoy the time we've had, all the joy and the laughter we've shared. I just can't compare, there's someone else in your eyes. I guess it's no surprise there's someone else in your eyes. I didn't want to tell you that you are more beautiful to me than a golden autumn breeze at sunset, whisking the rainbow leaves and making them sparkle and dance in the skies, up with the silver lining clouds that are reflected in your eyes. Oh, but I guess I just did. Love your honesty, appreciate your open with me. You really are a good friend. But I don't want to jeopardize the trust you have with this surprise. I don't want the friendship to end. I just can't hold it anymore. I've got to let you know how I feel inside. 'Cause I'm the kind of guy who feels that if I've held something from you, then I've lied. I don't expect reciprocation, I just wanted to remove this disguise. Even though it's true, there's nothing I can do. 'Cause I know that you have someone else in your eyes. Come as no surprise, wish it was me in those eyes. Oh, there's someone else in your eyes. I like this rhythm. It's like taking a walk and thinking, yeah. That's a great way to put it. It's like taking a walk and thinking. That's what I was going for. I feel that song. That's good. That's good. That's what I hope for. That's what I want. Matt, what I was talking about in the very beginning when I was introducing sort of the night is that my focus is on lyrics. Like before I consider myself anything, a singer, a guitarist, I consider myself a lyricist. And so that's why I have a strong emphasis on trying to encourage people to go down here, where it's exclamation mark playlist, to go view the playlist and see the lyrics of my songs while I'm singing them, so they can really take them in. If only Duke Orsino could accept the friends. Anybody Shakespeare buff here? Anybody Shakespearean here? That's a good one. Yeah, I think so too. I think every decent person has probably had a friend zone experience, and that's why I think it's silly to say like it doesn't exist. And we've both, I mean, I know I've been on both ends of it. I've been a recipient and a provider of the friend zone. And that's fine. It's fine. It's totally cool. Anyway, to be a little funny here, the next song, called Ever Evening Ocean, is a little against the grain from my usual stuff, because it's the first song I ever wrote that isn't about any specific personal moment or relationship or situation. At its core, it's not. It's just something I made up. The inspiration for the song originally came from this one day when I was driving my motorcycle somewhere. I don't remember whether I was going home from someplace or traveling to somewhere, but all I remember is that I looked up and the clouds in the sky, there was just a collection of clouds, and there were all sorts of different types of clouds. There were like the big fluffy ones, there were thin stretched out ones, really patchy ones. There were just so many different clouds, and every cloud shape was a completely different color. It was magical. It was like it was the most incredible sunset I think I'd ever witnessed. And I was like, I need to go check this out. And so I like found a place to park on a high up location with a little bit of altitude so I could see without any obstructions, and I just sort of like stared at the sky for a while. And at one point the lyric popped in my head, or maybe it wasn't a lyric at the time, it was just a thought, but the idea that love is a sunset that never fades to night. That idea popped into my head. I was like, that's kind of neat. So I went home and I just sort of posted that line on social medias. And my friend who I just sang about, actually, posted a response somewhere along the lines of, oh yeah, with smoky rainbow twilight dipping into an ocean galaxy. Because she's just like that. Like, she just, like, is very poetic randomly and just, like, has the most absurd but also beautiful visualizations at the drop of a hat, just because that's just how her brain works, and mine never really worked that way. So I appreciated that, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write a song, and I'm gonna use that line, and I'm also gonna use my line about love being a sunset that never fades to night, and that's what it's gonna be about. And then I decided later, as I started writing it, that I also wanted the song to be a sort of challenge for myself to write more metaphorically than I had been before, and sort of write more abstractly. And so what I did was I decided every verse was going to be about a specific sense. So I wanted to get in sight, I wanted taste, sound, touch. I wanted to get all the senses, and each one was going to be about a different sense. And I was going to describe the ever-evening ocean using all the senses. And so that was my concept. And this is a song I actually haven't played much. I don't play it out. And it had been a while since I'd really practiced it and relearned it. So So you guys are going to be sort of the first ones in probably over a decade since anyone has heard this song. And it's called Ever Evening Ocean. It also has I want Never Fade Tonight to be the name of an album that I put out someday. Never Fade Tonight. That'd be cool. That'd be a cool album name. So anyway, I haven't really practiced it on this guitar. I've been mostly using my nylon string. So this should be interesting. Let's see if I do okay. Hold on, whoa. Before I start, let me just tune up. Let me make sure I'm tuned before I start playing some flat notes. Or some sharp notes, depending. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh, the G string. The string tuning was bad. We're all counting on you. What are you counting on me? The flowers? I do have a lot of flowers on me. Fade to gray. I'm afraid that is what life's doing. Take me away to a better place. Paint pastel clouds with your desire and love for color, then you can spread them out with your smile. Listen to the waves calling to you like a long lost lover. Go out and tell them that you are here to stay. Here at the ever evening ocean, there will always be a smoky rainbow twilight dipping into an ocean galaxy. Here at the ever evening ocean, there's a lazy golden light from a sunset that will never fade into night. Sand between your toes, like tickling fingers of a friend you've always known was there for you. Smell the sky, salty stars are up in the heavens. You can taste them with your tongue and with your eyes. A glowing dusky wind whispers the words I could never tell you, helping you feel the thoughts in my by the ever-evening ocean with its lazy golden light. Love is a sunset that will never fade. Into night, never fade into night. So that's Ever Evening Ocean. Basically my one and only song that is completely impersonal. Has nothing to do with a specific relationship or situation that I experienced. Just made it up. Just made it up on the spot. Just thought it was fun. All right, I'm only on 4 songs, and it's been almost an hour. So, if you guys have comments about that song, questions, whatever, there hasn't been a lot, so I'm just gonna keep on moving on. I'm gonna move on to my next song, which is another song that I don't play terribly often because it's hard. It's a difficult song to play, and so I just avoid it. But I'm gonna play it live for you now, because it's a good song, and it's got a lot of really good lyrics in it and stuff. Yeah. So, Miscommunications. As I was saying earlier, or maybe I wasn't, I don't remember. But, where was I? I have a strong desire to be, like, understood by people, and I think that's what draws me a lot to music, because music is a universal language. It's hard to misunderstand music. But it's also what drew me to communications in general. I'm very interested in how people understand different things. And that's something that I developed later into my high school and college years, really, is when I started to appreciate those things. Yeah, I had a lot of romantic, friendly, acquaintance style relationships, professional, academic, just relationships everywhere, that where communication just wasn't always the best. And so I'd get really frustrated when I thought I communicated something really clearly and then it wasn't received the way I was hoping it would be. Another thing I started noticing was that regardless of how honest or straightforward I was with people, they would assume that there were some sort of ulterior motives, or I was making some sort of snide implications that weren't there. And so eventually I started operating on the assumption that these people are just constantly on guard due to the sneakiness and dishonesty that they deal with on a constant basis with other people. And so they learn to just have their guard up at all times and are just like, well, you can't be telling the truth or being honest with me right now because nobody is, and whatever. And so that's sort of what inspired this song, Miscommunications. One of the most fascinating things to me about language specifically is that sometimes it doesn't matter what you say to somebody if that person already has some preconceived idea in their head that they aren't willing to let go of. They're going to hear, no matter what you say, how you say it, they're going to hear what they want to hear from it, no matter what. And so that's sort of what this song is about. It's called Misinterpretations, not miscommunications. Misinterpretations. Hold on, before I start, I'm just going to read Bone Chalk's. A lot of your songs sound very suited to movies. And I don't mean that they sound commercial or anything like that. They're just really evoke vivid images, and I can picture them supporting a film in a very strong way. What about a play? What if I wrote a play? using my songs. What do we think? Anyway, this song's called Misinterpretations. Was it something that I said, or was it something that you heard? 'Cause I can tell you're trying hard to misinterpret every word. You're a ghostly apparition of interpretations hard to see. So why do you try to read between the lines when there is nothing there to read? You keep waiting for me to chip on my own words and prove you right. Though my opinions are subjective, my intentions are black and white. Communication should not be wielded as a weapon for your pointless wars. Though you blame me, it's hard to fire first when my weapon is on the floor. We're swimming in a sea of liars, water's getting higher, you will surely drown. Truth will never be found, but still the saddest part is that your careless heart won't even try to see this fallacy. The while you keep your toys in, tainted by your poison, they're all hypnotized, never realize why you can't be an honest man. When you live in a world of liars, you forget how to see the truth. Black is white and the sun is frozen, only doubt is absolute. And no matter what I say, you won't believe me anyway. Now I know you can't be an honest man in a world of liars. You throw another star into the sky when people take your side. So then the sea of constellations reassures your thoughts are justified. But it doesn't matter just how many waves of fiction roll to shore. 'Cause when sea level rises overhead, you will realize that you cannot breathe anymore. Oh, 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 oh. We're swimming in a sea of liars, water's getting higher, you will surely drown. Truth will never be found, but still the saddest part is that your careless heart won't even try to see this fallacy. The well you keep your toys in, tainted by your poison, they're all hypnotized, never realize why you can't be an honest man. When you live in a world of liars, you forget how to see the truth. Black is white and the sun is frozen, only doubt is absolute. And no matter what I say, you won't believe me anyway. Now I know you can't be an honest man in a world of liars. And no matter what I do, you'll never believe the truth. Now I know you can't be an honest man. You can't be an honest man. Oh no, you can't be an honest man in a world of liars. No, no. Artist interpretations. So that's another album I'd like to release sometime. So I have two album concepts that I want to happen. Is I want Never Fade Tonight, and I want that album concept to be like personal relationship situations that I've been in, and songs about that. And then I want Honest Man in a World of Liars to be the name of another album that's more introspective and political and philosophical. I don't know if those will ever happen, because that's been my idea for like over a decade at this point, and I don't have the means. Or a band. I'd love a band. If anybody has a band, please let me know. Like, especially female vocalists who are talented in the ways of either piano or like violin or something. That'd be great. Only rubber bands. No, I don't need those. I don't need rubber bands. Any questions about that? I had somebody once ask me about one of the first lyrics. Your ghostly apparition of interpretation is hard to see. So why do you try to read between the lines when there is nothing there to read? I like that lyric a lot. Shall I continue? This one's also hard. I haven't practiced this one on this guitar either, really. But I'm gonna do it anyway. We're doing it live. Here we go. We're gonna do this one. It's called Glasses. I'm practicing so much piano while being home. I miss it so much. I want to get a keyboard soon. Get that keyboard. Do you want to borrow mine? Like, I never play mine. I have no reason to really hold on to it. It's really, really old. But it does work. Anyway, Glasses. I have a little anecdote to tell you guys about, because I think this is cute, and I'm really flattered by it. But you may be familiar with this trope that singer-songwriters are sort of like all miserable people who just sing about sad feelings about rejection and stuff like that. And that, in large part, has a precedent, because a lot of singer-songwriters I know, personally, in the music scene in my area, they do sing a lot about that. And I have my fair share of sort of like angry, depressed, bitter songs as well. But I was at an open mic. It was a house party that was going to be an open mic that was going to turn into like a little show. And so I'm hanging out with some people before any of the music has really started, and people are just playing some songs, because it's like basically a group full of singer-songwriters, and so everybody was just, singing a song. They'd be like, yeah, that's good, and they'd hand it over to somebody else, and they'd start singing a song. Yeah, we're singing songs, and all the songs were really sad and depressing, because that's sort of where the conversation was, and that's why people were thinking to play these songs. And then all of a sudden, one of the people in the group is like, okay, I've had enough of the sad songs. This is depressing me. Give the guitar to Ryan. And I was like, I'm the happy song guy? Like, you know me as like I have optimistic, happy, positive songs? That's cool. I like that reputation. And so this was the song that I sang when they handed me the guitar. It's called Glasses. It was written about somebody who came into my life at one of the worst points I've ever experienced. And she really helped me rebalance and refocus and stay the course and stay optimistic when things were not looking good for me at all. And so as you may have been able to tell, I like to be as original as I can with my lyrics and with my metaphors. So when I develop metaphors, I try not to rely on tired tropes and specific comparisons that have already been used to death. I put a lot of time and effort into finding something that I've never heard before and that I don't think others have heard before, because that's important to me. And comparing somebody to a pair of glasses, these kind of glasses, not like these kind of glasses. Comparing somebody to a pair of glasses was the idea I came up with for this song. It's only one of the ideas. The whole thing kind of is a collection of comparisons and metaphors. But anyway, let me get into my performance mode where I cross my legs for some reason. I don't know. It's just been comfy for me. It's just cozy doing that. So we'll do that. And we'll see if I can do this without messing up too much. Here we go. Again, if you want to follow lyrics are in the link in exclamation point playlist. Meeting you was like walking through the door of a home I've known before. After being gone for so long, and now I feel the warmth and comfort of the sun, and I hope the night is done, 'cause within your light is where I belong. If you are water, then I'm famished from the run away from everything I've done, and all the hope I've lost from heartache and pain. Messed up my own lyrics there, or I forgot my own lyrics there. You're a breeze sweeping the sweat off of my face with a dance of unmatched grace to help me catch my breath again. I measure time in moments that I get to be with you. You're my glasses in the morning. You're always there to clear my view. You define life's blurry lines, establish elegant designs within the confines of a lens that never lies. You restore life's beauty in my eyes. Your eyes alone can send a chill into my bones until my body turns to stone from the surplus of your tender affections. You're a fire after walking through the storm. Your devotion keeps me warm, and your heart's the light that guides my direction. I measure time in moments that I get to be with you. You're my glasses in the morning. You're always there to clear my view. You define life's blurry lines, establish elegant designs within the confines of a lens that never lies. You restore life's beauty in my eyes. You restore life's beauty sound check. I appreciate you helping out, posting those lyrics for me. Clutch. Coming in clutch, my friend. Very nice, very nice. I'm gonna do Kipo 6. Sit down a little bit more than I usually do. Hydrate. I just did. I just hydrated. I did it. I'm hydrating. Is that Abby's vocal professional suggestion for me to hydrate? Keep my voice lubricated? I'm using too much throat. Not enough diaphragm. I'm not singing with my face enough. But you know, I'll get there eventually. Actually pretty in tune. So I actually funny story, I was not planning on using this guitar at all today. I have a nylon string guitar. It's easier to hold, and I was worried about my fingers not being able to like tolerate this guitar enough. Also because this guitar was a little broken. The action was kind of insane. The action, that means the space between the string and the neck of the guitar. It was really high, so that made it really difficult to push the strings all the way down. And it also meant that the higher up the neck you went, the more out of tune the strings became. And so I was just thinking, you know, like I'm gonna forget that guitar. I'm not gonna even use it. I'm gonna use this classical guitar because it's easier to play, and it sounds fine. It's good. But then I fixed the guitar. I did it all by myself. Be proud of me. I am not hitting the right. Good job. Excellent. Yes. Praise me. So not only did I fix that, but I've also been like practicing like crazy. And so I built up my stuff. I was afraid to mess with the truss on acoustics. No idea why. I was too at first, until I just started getting really frustrated, and then my frustration overcame my fear of ruining things. And what ended up happening was I loosened the truss rod too much to the point where it was just completely slacked. In fact, the truss nut, which is oddly right here, but also great because it's easier to deal with. It's very simple to get at. It was just completely loose. The nut was loose. And so I tightened up the truss rod, readjusted some of the stuff, shaved the bridge a little bit, and now the action's great, and it feels great to play, and I'm so happy. So anyway, this next song, called Fit the Moment, is one of my more introspective songs. Respread the sun emote. That's not a bad idea. Who wants to make me a praise the sun emote? Also, remember how I said I don't like to use tired tropes and comparisons that have been used to death? Well, I break that rule for this song, but it's fine. Sometimes I do break that rule. In this song specifically, it's the comparison of life to a puzzle and stuff in life fitting together like a puzzle. But when I do draw inspiration from tired tropes and existing comparisons, I usually do it with, I try to do it with a bit of a twist. I twist it, take my own spin on it. And typically when people compare lives and puzzle pieces, they're saying either like they do fit or they don't fit, and like that's the end of the comparison. But in this song, in Fit the Moment, what I'm describing is not only a never-ending accumulation. Like imagine a cascade of puzzle pieces that just never stops raining down on you. I describe that in some ways, or at least that's what I think of in my head when I think of it. And I'm frantically working to put these pieces together as it cascades, because I'm just like, well, they're all important. They all create like the overall image. I got to put this thing together. But I also describe the desire for certain pieces to fit into specific places in my grand puzzle that just is sort of ever growing. And the disappointment of finding that those pieces don't necessarily fit where I wanted them to. And so sometimes I'll put them aside rather than actually find the correct place, and then they never get placed at all. Yeah, so it's interesting. In original You get one free one during a gaming stream, Violet. I'll give you that. The next time you come into a gaming stream, you want me to sing an original song, I'll do it. Oh God. I'm glad you did that before I started the song, because if I saw that while I was singing, it would have completely ruined it. I would have been completely out of the zone. Jagged, misshaped edges of my heart still haven't found a borderline. I'm sifting through the pieces of a pile growing steadily with time. Every time I put another piece in place, the puzzle grows again. Just want some solidity. I don't need to know how or where, just when. But I can't seem to find the pieces that best fit the moment here and now. This puzzle's getting bigger with the gaps between the pieces I've laid down. Maybe it's because my eyes are broken, I mix up my reds and greens. Colors can be difficult, so shapes are how I find the space between. And I have trouble focusing my efforts on a simple task at hand. My thoughts are in the future while the present drifts by heavily unplanned. And I can't seem to find the pieces that best fit the moment here and now. This puzzle's getting bigger with the gaps between the pieces I've laid down. Sometimes I'll hold on to pieces that did not quite fit where I'd expect. Now I've got an envelope of pieces that just did not connect. Can't seem to find the pieces that best fit the moment here and now. This puzzle's getting bigger with the gaps between the pieces I've laid down. Sometimes I'll hold on to pieces that did not quite fit where I'd expect. Now I've got an envelope of pieces that just did not connect. Now I've got an envelope of pieces that just did not connect. Now I've got an envelope of pieces. Yeah, I did it. I got that envelope of pieces. Whew. My boy Bone Jock's gonna like this next one. He knows what's up. That's right, everybody. We're going back to nothing. We're going back to nothing. Thank you, Violet. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I have something to show you guys, because this next song was actually inspired by a comic. And typically when I'm at a show, I have to explain the comic to people because I'm like in front of a microphone in a venue somewhere far away from computers. However, for today, we are at computers. We look at screens, and therefore you can see this little comic here. So this comic is this is one. I'll let everybody give you a second to read it. In fact, I'm gonna run to the bathroom while you guys all read this. Okay, everyone's had a chance to read this at this point. I hope. I do hope. So basically, this song gave me the idea for Back to Nothing. Or this comic gave me the idea for Back to Nothing. Because as this man is saying, that is a question I ask myself very often. Yeah. So the guy is very clearly saying, like, I would have loved to have started from nothing. And so this song is about that. It's about going back to nothing. Because I have so much debt at this point. I'm so far in the negative. I'd like to be back at zero. I was lucky to finish college before I got really expensive. Oh, lucky you. I could work 2 jobs in summer to pay for it. Wow, that's nice. So this song, Back to Nothing, is sort of like my... I don't know. So this, because I still deal with student debt, I wrote this song so long ago, but it's still so poignant to my life. A lot of my other songs are about situations that have come and gone. They're about people that were in my life at the time that aren't there anymore. They're about feelings that I no longer really have. But this song It's just I perpetually feel this way about this situation, and so it's sort of the longest lasting song that I relate to and like feel strongly about in terms of what motivated it. So I'm gonna sing it for you. Every day I climb this hill a little more, and it gets harder to ignore that the peak keeps getting further away. It puts me into disarray. The wind is blowing and the mountain keeps it growing. It's impossible to know when exponential growth is slowing down. I wish I was on flat ground, but no, I can't escape from this financial rape, and I'm trying just to scrape up enough to keep the interest down. And they said, just go to school, you wanna be a fool, no, don't worry about the money, are you really funny? All that you need is one of those degrees, and then you'll have it all. Well, I wish I could give it all to go back to nothing. They gave me seeds, so now I'm on my hands and knees. I'm working hard to plant some trees, but for everyone I see that grows, they tell me there's 2 I owe. The water's rough and swimming up a river's tough, and it'll never be enough because a tidal wave is crashing down. There's nothing to shield me around, oh no, there's no defense, no way to fight against this wave. It's too immense, but they say it's gonna cleanse us all. And they said, just go to school, you wanna be a fool, no, don't worry about the money, are you really funny? All that you need is one of those degrees, and then you'll have it all. Well, I wish I could give it all to go back to nothing. I rolled my money up a hill, it wasn't funny, cause I filled the greedy pockets of the guilty gods that put me here. I thought the poor old Sisyphus was just a moral and a myth, something to keep the people questioning and in fear. Kids today should be afraid of all the ways that we are made to think the system isn't broken or corrupted yet. Though I'm trapped, I'm not alone, so many wrapped in issues blown out of proportion by a system that relies on debt. You say it's not a threat, and you say, just go to school, you wanna be a fool, no, don't worry about the money, are you really funny? All that you need is one of those degrees, and then you'll have it all. Well, I wish I could give it all. Wish I could give it all. Yes, I said, I wish I could give it all to go back to nothing. Wish I could give it all to go back to nothing. Yeah, back to nothing, back to nothing, back to nothing. That's it, that's the song. I'm 3/4 of the way through my list. Matt, thank you for subbing. Thank you so much. I normally have little songs. Actually, that's so funny because I am about to play the song that normally plays when somebody subscribes. So I have little parts of my original music play when when I have get followers or subs or hosts and stuff. And put me on your list. This next song that's coming up is I took some instrumentals from that song. Get back to nothing tutorial. I'm working on it. I'm working on getting back to nothing. Thank you so much. I super appreciate that. Moving away from the more political, moving on once again to a more personal song. We've got Put Me on Your List. Basically, a few years ago, I was dating somebody who was very busy all the time. She had a very active social and professional life, so her free time was extremely limited. And she was always super methodical and made like daily checklists of all the things she needed to get done. And so after I learned about these lists, sometimes I would just ask her like, hey, what's on the list today? And so one time I asked her what was on the list, and after naming a few mundane things, she was like, spend time with Ryan, and then continued the mundane things on the list. And I just thought that was really sweet. And I was like, oh, that's really cute. And it also gave me the idea for this song. I'm totally enjoying my time here. That was an easy choice. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, this isn't my normal content. This was actually, for those of you who don't know, the whole reason this is happening is because I had a chat point community goal. It's goose time, not goose party, you silly head. Goose time. Yeah, there was a community goal to have a concert. And so, because I'm a singer-songwriter and I do like to play music, but I basically only play my original stuff. Like, I don't play covers or anything, which is one big reason why I don't stream music. I would run out of content extremely quickly. If you're somebody like Ultraviolet, who is really good at that guitar game and can play basically any song you give her on that game, that's plenty of content. That never runs out. But me, I can't just like take requests. I can't do that. So I play video games. So I like to think those are entertaining as well. But I mean, to each their own. Strummy strum. That's Nolly Nova is telling me to get back to my music. So anyway, put me on your list. If you ever had somebody in your life who's really busy, but they make time for you, this song might resonate with you. Analyze wet words. The ink's not even dry, and yet you feel the pull, the need. And nothing can be heard behind the loud vibrations of 100 buzzing bees. They're all trapped inside the walls of your mind, and they can't break free. There is no end and no way to suspend your responsibilities. And despite all the pressure, the unceasing stress you're suppressing in your mind, you put me on your list every time. another setting sun. Its veil reveals a star for everything that's yet undone. There's a universe of mountains left to climb, and you feel you've just begun. But you're always climbing, always finding new ways to succeed. You are a fire with flames that go higher than I have ever seen. And despite all the snow and the cold winds that blow till your flame is almost gone, you put me on your list and carry on. Yeah, despite all the pressure, the unceasing stress you're suppressing in your mind, you put me on your list every time. Me pones en tu lista cada vez. You put me on your list. Does anybody in chat not believe in the efficacy of vaccines? Does anybody in chat not believe in global warming? Has anybody in chat ever tried to have a conversation with somebody who believes in conspiracy theories, who has otherwise been soaked in hateful rhetoric and propaganda? If you have experienced these things, you might feel a resonance with this song, because this song is called Facts, Proof, and Evidence. And it is about how those things do not matter anymore, because that's not what anybody listens to or cares about. The proliferation of misinformation in today's age continues to baffle me. I don't. It's like the staunch rejection of scientific consensus and the ignorance of scientific facts and proof and evidence in lieu of confirmation bias, mostly, is just really scary to me. And when the pandemic happened, that started really coming to the forefront of my thoughts. And so this is actually my most recently written song, and it was written last year during the pandemic. In the song, I use water and fire to make a metaphor for misinformation and science, respectively. Because, well, not necessarily misinformation with water. Water can also be the concept of like entertainment, because a lot of misinformation comes from modern forms of entertainment like YouTube and TikTok. But in any case, water is easier to work with and consume than fire is. Fire requires a deeper understanding to really be able to work with it. And so that's why it's easier to consume entertainment and than it is to like understand scientific concepts that lead to the answers that we have and to the scientific consensus we see. And so even though we often take advantage of fire in simplistic ways, we don't understand it very well. And so when stuff happens, it gets out of hand, it's a lot harder to deal with. When we spill something, we spill a glass of water, we go grab a towel and we sop it up and it's fine. If we drop a candle on the floor and the house goes up in flames, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. So anyway, the final part of the metaphor in the song is the attempt to light a wick that has been soaked in water, which represents misinformation, by igniting it with a spark of scientific information. But the wick has been so thoroughly dampened that it's drinking the water while completely rejecting the flame. And so that's the premise of facts, proof, and evidence. Every living thing that I have ever known needs water to grow, but like most things in life, it's always good to show moderation. Fire can be fickle depending on the breeze. Its power can be harnessed with a bit of expertise. But though the wind can feed it, remember that you need moderation. We can strike the flint and aim, but the fuel still needs to accept the flame. Facts, proof, and evidence will never ignite recompense and kindling that's been rained upon by lies. Soaked in hateful rhetoric, propaganda wet the wick, and now it drinks the clouds out of the skies. And we wonder, oh we wonder why. Water tends to flow and fill whatever shape it's near, motivated and compelled by duty or by fear. Asking water to think for itself poses a clear complication. Fire follows only familiar paths it knows. It isn't bound by gravity, but needs the air to grow. Smothering a flame with dirt or water can impose devastation. If we never speak the words, they can never spread, they can never be heard. Facts, proof, and evidence will never ignite common sense and kindling that's been rained upon by lies. Soaked in hateful rhetoric, propaganda wet the wick, and now it drinks the clouds from the skies. And we wonder, oh we wonder why. Confirmation bias has polluted all our wells, smothering our candles and our flames. The water's dark and murky now as we try to rebel, hoping to find someone else to blame. It's a shame that facts, proof, and evidence will never ignite recompense and kindling that's been rained upon by lies. Soaked in hateful rhetoric, propaganda wet the wick, and I don't think that this will will ever dry. Facts, proof, and evidence will never ignite common sense, enkindling that's been rained upon by lies. Soaked in hateful rhetoric, propaganda wet the way. Now it drinks the clouds from the skies. And we wonder, oh we wonder why. We wonder, oh we wonder why. Wonder, oh we wonder why. We wonder, oh we wonder why. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I've got like 12 minutes left. I've got 2 songs left. Dang, I planned this pretty good. I did that pretty good. I did it nice. Oh, it's goose time. Goose time, honking it. Honk that goose. Yeah, 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 goose time. Goose time. Yeah, 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 goose time. Honk that punk. Loose that goose. Anyway, you guys having fun? Y'all having fun out there? You having a good time? You having a nice time listening to some jams? Adipose? I don't know what that means. Should I know what that means? Is that a joke? Well, in the spirit of getting through these 2 songs, I won't give you too much of a background, but I did want to tell you about another anecdote that I thought was cute, because this song called Trash or Treasure, which is the next song, I once sang it at an open mic event, and somebody in the audience when I finished the song was just like, I feel like you could cure depression with that song. Obviously, it was a ridiculous sentiment, but it was cute. It was nice. It was sweet of them. It was a nice sentiment. But anyway, the song itself is about a friend of mine who used to literally like call themselves trash. They say, I'm trash, like literally verbatim. That's what they would say. I'm trash. And so that is what gave me the idea for this song. Really quick background for this one. I actually didn't have a lot to say about this song as it was. But I had a challenge for you guys. Everybody who's actually still listening out there, I want you to see if you can figure out what exactly I'm talking about in each verse. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. What I mean is, there are some times where I literally just tell you what I'm talking about. Like in verse 2, I say your voice is an orchestra of strings. So I'm talking about their voice. But I don't always say exactly what I'm talking about. So I want to see if you guys can determine what in the song, like each verse is talking about. Because each verse is about something specific where I imagine what they see themselves like, and then I turn it on its head and I give it a positive turn, a positive spin. So this one's interactive. I want to see responses for this one. All right? Rusty patches, I see golden coins in batches, making your skin richer than a king. Though you hear shrills and shrieking, I hear flutes when you are speaking. Your laugh is an orchestra of strings. Where you see tattered threading, I see silk strands twisting, spreading, weaving your embroidery of hair. Though you see paltry saplings. I see strong boughs not collapsing, though the weight is more than they should bear. You seem to think your branches are impaired, but to say that they're not strong just isn't fair. You see clouds or I see light, the sun behind them shines so bright. I wish that you could see the way you look to me. Oh, your spirit's silver and your heart is gold. Your flame of kindness is never cold, but when the mirror is your measure, you see trash where I see treasure. You see trash where I see treasure. Where you see orbs that falter, I see pearls with ocean water painted by a master's perfect brush. Where you see cracks and breaking, I see someone crafting, making sure they take their time and not to rush. I know sometimes you wanna combust, but it's okay for you to take some time to adjust. You see clouds where I see light, the sun behind them it shines so bright. I wish that you could see the way you look to me. Oh, your spirit's silver and your heart is gold. Your flame of kindness is never cold, but when the mirror is your measure, you see trash where I see treasure. You see trash where I see treasure. Whoa, oh, oh. It seems absurd for you to think that you're a waste, when I can see that you're a jewel that can't be replaced. You see clouds where I see light, the sun behind them it shines so bright. I wish that you could see the way you look to me. Oh, your spirit's silver and your heart is gold. Your flame of kindness is never cold, but when the mirror is your measure, you see trash where I see treasure. You see trash, I see treasure. You see trash, I see treasure. Why? Was there a cat in the screen or something? Is that why you're making a cat behind the wall emote? What is this? What's happening? Also recognize this one. Do you recognize this? I mean, if you recognize it, it's probably from my website, because I definitely haven't played it for you live. This came out well since I've last seen you IRL. You saw the cat? Where did she go? I didn't even see her. Cool. Well, I got one more, since doesn't look like anybody has any idea what happened in those verses that I was talking about. I appreciate you, my friend. I very much do. I very much do. You're a real one. So you've heard the full instrumentation version of it. I was trying to think about it, but no thoughts came. That reminds me of the Undertale, but no one came. Okay, well, the next one's really short. So, sort of a callback to how I started the stream, talking about how I condensed things eventually. This one was actually a specific challenge from a friend of mine to write something that is under a minute long, or a minute or under. And at the time it was under a minute, when I first wrote it, but I've extended it a little bit. But people like legit get mad at me for it not being longer, because they're like, that song is beautiful and needs to be longer. But to be honest, I like the succinctness, the condensity words. I like how short it is. I like the length of it. I like that it leaves you wanting more, and I think it's sort of reflective of it mirrors, like, it doesn't reflect an exact image, but it reflects the opposite idea of one of the lyrics, which is time always moves slowly when we want it to move fast. So for them, time is actually moving quickly when they want it to move slow. So while one is true, so is the inverse. And so I really like that dichotomy that you get in there. You're like, oh, that song's too short, and I'm like, yeah, but also the song is talking about how stuff is long when you want it to be slow. And the opposite of that. Anyway, here's Shine at Last. Let's do the first 3 notes correctly. It's easy to see that the oceans of your eyes run deeper than the seas themselves, no matter how they rise. But I can tell it's difficult with all that ebb and flow. Sometimes you have to let things go to let them grow. When the night falls and the stars shine up above, you can't see through the distance, don't know where to look for love. Time always moves slowly when you want it to move fast, but the morning sun will shine at last to show your path. Yeah, the morning sun will shine at last. And that's it. That's my show for everybody. That's my Hilltop Sunset original music concert for everyone. And I hope it was worth the extremely long wait. Do you have time for one more? I'll have to get the lyrics and remind myself what the... Whoa, you redeemed the thing. I guess I guess I have to do it. I have to do it. I've been put on the spot. And we're getting it with brand new audio setup. We're getting it on the steel string guitar. I need to remember how this song goes, and I need to find the lyrics. Where the heck is... Where did they go? Where are they? You hit the points during the stream? No way. That's so funny. What the heck? I don't even remember what capo I was on. I'm gonna do my best for you, my friend. I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do my best here. Okay. I think this is the key I was in. Whatever. Maybe I can go up a little bit. Get a little higher. So you wanna be a master of Pokemon, understand those secrets and have some fun. So you wanna be a master of Pokemon, do you have the skills to be number one? Let's do it. I wanna take the ultimate step, find the courage to be bold, to risk it all and not forget the lessons that I hold. I wanna go where no one's been, far beyond the crowd, to learn the way to take command, to use the power that's in my hand. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. Put myself to the test to be better than all the rest. Every day along the way, I will be prepared. With every challenge I will gain the knowledge to be changed. In my heart there's no doubt of who I want to be. Right here standing strong, the greatest master of Pokemon. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. Put myself to the test to be better than all the rest. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I put myself to the test to be better than all the rest. We all live, yeah, in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. The greatest master of them all. We all live, yeah, in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I put myself to the test to be better than all the rest. Oh, oh, oh. We all live in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. I wanna be the greatest master of them all. We all live, yeah, in a Pokemon world, Pokemon. Put myself to the test to be better than all the rest. There you go, Bob. That was so funny. You had the chat points. You had them ready. You had them saved up. I mean, I'm glad that I learned it ahead of time, just so that when you did want it, I could actually play it. It was time. That's so funny. I got a text from my parents. They said, awesome show. So they were here. She did hear when I was talking about her clutteriness. yeah, I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. I hope. I honestly I have viewers hidden because I was like I don't want to distract myself. Hold on 1 second. There we go. That's better. Yeah. All right. If anybody has any questions or comments, now is the time. Feel free. I'm all ears. And well, okay, I've got eyes too in it. I guess I have a nose. There's a mouth. I'm mostly beard.